Although artificial intelligence has been in our classroom for many years in the form of grammar checks and targeted information on the web, artificial intelligence has grown over the last year as a tool for many of us in our classroom. However, artificial intelligence, if you don't have a starting point, can be daunting to explore. To help you get started, let's explore some AI tools that might help you understand how they could be used in our classroom. First, we'll explore a large language model, which will help us to understand tools like ChatGPT and Bard. Second, we'll explore some generative AI tools that will allow us to understand image generation and video generation. And third, we'll explore some tools for learning about AI with our students and our parents. Let's dig into how to safely explore AI with our students in this week's Teacher Tip. One of the reasons why AI has grown so much over the last year is due to the proliferation of large language models. These AI use large databases of text from all over the internet to answer questions, develop text, to search through code, and do lots of different things. Some of the main ones that you may have heard of are things like ChatGPT, Google Bard, and Microsoft Bing. However, today we're going to look at this AI called Perplexity. Now, this does use ChatGPT's model like many AI, but this one's a little different. First of all, it has no login. You can use it without logging in or creating an account, which is great for K-12 students, but it focuses on being a research assistant. So like, for instance, if I ask a question like, what is Veterans Day in the US? It will come back with sources. Some of them are Wikipedia level, as you can see. Some of them are from the actual Veterans Administration, as well as some more down the line. It answers in a Wikipedia-style paragraph where it basically answers your question, but it also offers in-text citations. And you can click on any of these links and it'll actually take you to the original source where it pulled the information. Down below, it offers some photos as well, and some follow-up questions to answer. Any of these questions, if you just click it, it will ask that question to Perplexity, and you're able to start looking at the sources as well. This AI, as opposed to some other AI, specifically large language models, is better at answering questions and finding sources to back up their information. One of the big issues with large language models is that they might hallucinate and create sources or say that sources aren't actually accurate. So this actually gives us a good way to source the information that's being told to us by a large language model AI. Our students would benefit from this as well because they can ask questions and dig deeply into the resources that are provided to them. Beyond large language models, part of the reason why AI has gotten so much attention over the last year is due to image generation. Image generation by AI and generative AI in general is super exciting for teachers and students because it opens up opportunities for being creative and to do some really exciting work in generating images online. There are two tools that are available to Utah educators and many Utah students that you can start using today in your classroom. The first one is Adobe Express. They recently added a whole suite of generative AI tools. If you go to adobe.com/express, you can log in and try them out, or you can just check out what they are just right here where it says, what will you create today? And generative AI. You can see that there's text to image, text to template, and text effects as well as many other things that are coming down the pipeline with AI generated images in Adobe. The other tool is Canva. Canva is available to many educators, both as a classroom tool or just as a teaching tool in many classrooms across the state of Utah, and it has some great embedded AI generative tools inside of it. So if you create any design, I just happen to make a circle sticker here, and click on Elements. You can scroll down just a little bit and create your own AI generation. So go ahead and click Open, and it'll let you type in whatever you'd like. Like for instance, I'm going to go ahead and create a Halloween dragon. And it will pop up with some text to images for you after just a second. It takes just a second for them to fill out, and you can select any of these and it'll go directly onto your design. You can also choose the drop down right here and you can generate more like this, or you can also generate video based off of it. AI generative images are really interesting and can really help your students to generate the specific image that they're looking for their project. Wherever you're at in your learning journey with AI, you may need some inroads for both you, your students, or your parents to explore AI appropriately. One of the best ways to explore AI is to play some games with it and do some lessons. Google has your back. Google Arts and Culture and Google Applied Digital Skills have programming that will support student learning as well as your learning about AI. One of my favorites is this game called XYZ Toy. This is a Google AI fueled topography game where you have to guess a hidden word. Let's go ahead and play for a second. So we'll launch the experiment here. I'm going to hit guess the word, and it's going to let me come in here and give me all of these great topography clues. Guess the word that comes out through there. You can check this out in the link below as well. Instead of a game, you might be looking for a lesson, and Google's Applied Digital Skills program has a wonderful lesson called Discover AI in Daily Life. This lesson includes concepts like Quick Draw, Auto Draw, Google Translate, and Google Slides, and shares how AI is used in each one to help better our lives. This lesson has many activities as well as teaching materials for classroom educators, including a lesson plan, a sample rubric, a certificate of completion, and all the videos that are included in the lesson. This is a great way to introduce your students to AI at any level of learning and to engage them in the process of how it may be influencing their lives. As you can see, there are some great tools that help you develop inroads for AI in your classroom. However, just like any new technology, check with your school or district before you use any new technologies in your classroom, especially those using AI. In particular with AI, do not input student data into an AI system. If you need more tools for understanding AI in your classroom, check the links below for our AI class, the AI Frontier at UEN, as well as all of the links to the items discussed in this video. Join us next time for another UEN Teacher Tip.